anyone who's watching this. I'm going to keep this brief, but there's some exciting stuff, not in the short term, but in the medium to longer term ranges. So I just wanted to quickly get something out to share this with you all. So what we've got at the moment is this dominating high pressure block sitting just to the east of us, and that's going to move away to the southeast over the next couple of days. It does mean that there's massive temperature inversions. So you can see the temperature at 2 meters hovering around or just below freezing, while the high pressure is still with us. There's a massive difference between day and night temperatures there as well, quickly warming up in the daytime. And if you go to the higher temperature air masses, you can see it's still not significantly below freezing on the tops, just because it is a large gradient of inversion. That's going to move away over the next couple of days, and it's going to be replaced with a warm southeasterly wind coming from a low pressure sitting just across the west of Portugal, and that's going to bring a major thaw to everything that we've got at the moment. So in the short term, you've got a couple of days to go east is what I'd recommend. There's a lot more snow east, there's barely any snow west as well, and it's just going to be early season routes with some neve hopefully around as well. There's very, very limited amounts of ice just because the mountains have been so dry recently. But it's this area of significantly cooler air coming from the west, which is what's getting quite exciting from the medium term. So looking around the 23rd, there is a chance of a northeasterly flow for a brief time, but it's the back end of this low pressure and it moves through around the 26th that a strong westerly wind with the tropospheric polar vortex on the outside edge of that to bring lots of precipitation, lots of strong winds, lots of really stormy conditions, which you would expect to come from the November and December months, but just happening right at the last week of March into the first week of April. And when I say these are cold winter storms, these are very cold and very wintry storms. So for example, here you can see there is the -10 sitting over the top, with a straight northerly flow, large amounts of precipitation as well being carried over by the jet stream, and it's a dominating pattern to get these low pressure systems moving with a strong northerly westerly wind happening for a good week around that time. So if I just put on the temperature deviations just here, you can see the slightly more inversion conditions that we've got here moving away, being replaced with some warmer air. So any existing stuff is going to have a major thaw happening from about midweek to about the 23rd. There's a chance of some cooler air coming from the northwest. But if I skip all the way forward to this more westerly flow, you can see it's a very cold air coming on this westerly system, about 4 degrees below the average really. Here's -6 just here as well, -8 sitting here. Now there isn't massive certainty in this, as you can see here from this extremely messy ensemble, but you can see the high chance of the warmer air coming over for the mid part to the weekend of this week, and then the definite trend of cooling down in the mean, with some really clear outliers spiking down towards the end of the month. So metagram for Fort William here, you can see a clear, distinct lowering in the trend for the average pressure, a very large increase in percent of precipitation. So even though you will see a lot of winter conditions fizzle out over the next week with these warmer southeasterly winds, there's a definite trend for pressure to be decreasing with stormier conditions, and the operational run, which is a much higher resolution than the rest of the ensembles, are indicating these significantly colder conditions to be dominating for the last week of the month into April. So maybe don't hang your axes up just yet. There might be another few days, potentially over the last weekend of the month, where you could get some stuff done. Mostly the snow will be confined to the west coast, as in if it would dump, it would be significantly more over that side. But if a more northerly pattern occurs, then most things will be able to go. But this is a very exceptional run, this one here. But similarly, here's the Arcus model showing cooler temperatures as well on a westerly wind. The Icon model here, just the complete end of the run, setting up a northerly wind for the same dates we were looking at before. So don't lose hope for the winter season just yet. There is a lull happening for the next week or so, but come the weekend I'll try and get another one of these videos out when there's a bit more certainty about what's happening. But I am hopeful for the last week of the month into the first couple of days of April. So hopefully they can bring some precipitation, and these cooler temperatures can give us one last huzzah, as it were. But thank you very much for listening.